Mr. Bedford, major U.S. airlines are already employing artificial intelligence and machine learning on a daily basis to optimize flight operations, streamline maintenance, enhance scheduling, and improve overall customer service. As the FAA undertakes that complex but necessary task of modernizing the national airspace system, the thoughtful integration of artificial intelligence and machine learning presents perhaps a strategic opportunity to enhance both efficiency and safety at the same time. How would you, as administrator, work to ensure industry is not generally prohibited from voluntary deployment of AI solutions in a manner to increase safety or efficiency? So for instance, how AI could be used to better predict stress points in airplane diagnostics or the need for updated technology in ATC towers.
Thank you for the question, Senator Young. You're absolutely correct. There are some marvelous opportunities to improve our oversight and surveillance of our aircraft. Most of our aircraft today are digital. They're flying computers. They have sensors, hundreds of sensors across the aircraft. Managing that data by hand through normal algorithms has become increasingly more complex. We're experimenting with the use of AI in a targeted way, safe, cyber secure way, and just to experiment with its ability to help us predict and refine our maintenance plans to make sure we're having higher safety and reliability. But there's certainly concern. There's concerns of how well we understand it, how we deploy it, how we manage data security. So it is an emerging process. I'm not an expert in it, but I can tell you the industry is beginning to experiment with it, and the FAA needs to be leading on that effort as well.
Well, assuming you're confirmed, and I believe you will be, I would expect all sorts of technological developments in this area, and maybe technologies to become available in coming months or years that neither you nor I could conceive of. So will you work with this committee and other stakeholders to prioritize AI, machine learning solutions that might enhance safety and operational efficiency as administrator?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let me turn to another emerging technology. We had an opportunity to discuss this a bit when we visited in my office, but it's UAS, or drone technology. As we look at the ban on DJI drones, which I actually think was appropriate, we're going to have to look at how to dramatically boost our domestic production. It's not enough to design the best drones, and we arguably design some really sophisticated ones, but we also have to be able to produce and field the best drones. Indiana, our home state, is making great strides in this field, as we discussed yesterday. How are you thinking about integrating the testing of UAS into the national airspace system?
Thank you for the question, Senator. I can tell you I've spent a lot of time both here domestically and abroad looking at these emerging technologies, selfishly for how we can utilize them either to advance our flight training missions and or advance our commercial interests. So I'm thrilled about the development we're seeing, and I'm thrilled that a lot of this is actually happening here in the States. So it's a fantastic opportunity for us to innovate here. I will tell you that we are behind. We're seeing a lot of these rollouts happening now in real time. I was in Dublin in January, and this is already happening. This isn't new stuff. We are behind. We have to recognize we're behind and figure out how we can collaborate to jumpstart entrepreneurship here in the United States.
Well, I agree, and to the extent that having a stable and clear regulatory atmosphere around UAS is fundamental to continued development and ultimately deployment of the systems, I'm all in, and not just all in to work on this committee, but to work with you. Would you welcome that sort of collaboration?
I would sincerely welcome that.
Okay, excellent. Well, I want to do the best I can to support the President's leadership in this area. I noted his recent executive order on boosting domestic drone capabilities.
Absolutely.
Last thing I'll touch on, just very briefly with the Chairman's indulgence, is, of all things, affordable housing near airports. This is in recognition of the valued work that you're intimately familiar with of our low and moderate income workers in and around airports, from maintenance crews to custodial staff to food service workers, baggage handlers, security personnel, ground transportation staff. They all need places to live. It's not uncommon for them to face significant barriers to accessing affordable and conveniently located housing, as I would also add, to the extent we want workers of long standing who touch on the safety impacts of our whole aviation ecosystem. We want to retain those workers. We ought to be accommodating their housing needs near airports. So given all these persistent challenges and value propositions, would you be open to exploring potential partnerships with housing professionals, airport authorities, and municipal stakeholders to develop workforce housing solutions in areas that are outside of FAA restricted areas, but within airport authority or municipally owned land?
Well, Senator Young, I can tell you, my home airport that I fly out of at Executive Airport in Zionsville is in fact building, on the periphery of the airport space itself. So it appears there are ways to harmonize the availability of underutilized land for, better purposes, whether that's housing or manufacturing. I think there's a lot of opportunity there that we can evaluate, but I would like to believe the FAA will be a good partner in that evaluation process.
Great. Well, I'll look forward to working with you on that priority as well. Mr. Chairman?